Monument Company, and we'd love for you to help us say thanks. Just head to the Fergus Now app or our Facebook page. Click the link and fill out the form to nominate your friend or family member who proudly served, or text the word VETS to 218-321-1926, and we'll send you the link so you can nominate your hero for the Veterans Day Salute with News Talk 1250 KBRF.
It's Morning Talk on News Talk 1250 KBRF, brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. Now, here's Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop.
Just when you think you have everything ready to go, you forget to put the main screen on the other screen.
Oh, okay. Just when you think
I was thinking I'm not
got
gonna,
it all.
I'm not going to have a Monday, but apparently I go to look at the time and it's on this screen instead of that screen.
Oh, okay. I don't even know what that means, but I'm here and you're here and we're being heard at least. And
seen.
Okay, all right. Well, anyway. So anything you have to fix, or do you need me?
No.
to
I just had to duck my head around the one monitor and drag one screen to the other screen.
Okay.
I got technically I got 4 monitors in front of me
You
that
do.
I have to monitor.
You do, yeah. You are the multi-monitor guy, for sure.
I feel like I'm in NASA.
Well, today is, I think there's no better place to start off the show by saying that all 20 living hostages were freed.
Yep.
Earlier, which was about noon, which was about 30 minutes before the deadline. They took them out. I think they had until noon in Israel, so they're a ways ahead of us, of course, time-wise. But they are all freed, as are some Palestinian prisoners being freed as well. So where is all of this going to go? I guess, I'm just hoping and praying that the ceasefire lasts and, there can be some kind of freedom and some kind of peace in the Middle East.
I'd love it if they got along for a little bit.
Wouldn't it be nice?
Yeah.
But, that's a pretty big deal. And even if you are not on the side of President Donald Trump, those who even loathe him, I think in their heart of hearts are saying, wow, he got this deal done.
Yeah.
And again, a lot of things have to fall into place yet, and we never know what's going to happen in the future. But this is as close to peace as the Middle East is known for ever.
A while.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm just so happy that those families have those 20 living hostages back with them, or at least they're in hospitals near them, or they've seen their loved ones walk out of there. For the most part, it seemed like everybody was in pretty good health. Sadly, there were 28 that were deceased, and not many of them have been returned.
Yeah.
So now whether or not they say they don't know where they are, I suppose that's possibility. I don't know. But so they're for some families still really kind of not the closure I think that they were hoping for. But certainly a victory to get 20 living hostages out, have been in there for 738 days. It's a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, there's cause for celebration in that, and answered prayer. Lots of people have been praying for 2 solid years for this day to come, and it's pretty cool to see. They used to call it Hostage Square, and now it is called Freed Square.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So I don't know if you saw any of you probably didn't have a chance this morning, but there was a lot of dancing in the streets and a lot of celebrations in what's now known as Freed Square. So some good things to celebrate today. And we just have to hope that maybe Russia and the Ukraine can lay down their weapons and stop that whole deal. So wouldn't that be nice?
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, because that's been, what, are we coming up on 4 years?
Yeah, I think in February.
Yeah, wow. So that's been going on a long, long time. Well, anyway, hope you all had a good weekend. If you could tolerate the wind, it was a windy weekend. Oh, my goodness. But I made a drive yesterday. I went from Fergus, and I was on my way out to Rush Lake. And normally I take the route that doesn't go along Otter Tail Lake, but it saves you a few minutes if you go through Richville. And so usually I go that way. But I thought yesterday was sunny, and I thought I'm just going to see what the fall colors look like around the lake. And it was spectacular. Beautiful, beautiful color. So if you haven't gotten on that fall drive yet, if yesterday's wind didn't take them all down, I drove along the north side of Otter Tail Lake, and it was absolutely beautiful. So Highway 1 right around the lake, just gorgeous. So if you're looking for some fall colors, I know up north, up by us, it's still awfully pretty, Maplewood Way. So I think if the wind didn't take them down yesterday, you might have one more opportunity. But if you want to see fall colors, I'd say get out there in the next day or two, don't you think?
Definitely.
Yeah, it's because it's going by fast. And now if we get rain and any more of those windy days, they're all going to be gone. So anyway, it was a beautiful drive yesterday. I really enjoyed that. All right, well, in the news, we've got, there were a lot of storms going up the East Coast. We talked about that last week. And thousands in New Jersey remain without electricity as that powerful nor'easter brought heavy rain and flooding expected to continue into today. The state has declared a state of emergency, and several East Coast airports are reporting flight delays and cancellations. Forecasters warn of wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour, with the Jersey Shore facing the greatest flooding risk. So they had some rough weather over the weekend as those storms out in the Atlantic just kind of breezed up the coast. So it looked like there was kind of a mess up and down the coast. The government shutdown entered its second week on Sunday, forcing all of the Smithsonian museums, research centers, and the National Zoo to close after using reserve funds through October 11th. So I think the Smithsonian, if I'm not mistaken, has about 13 different museums.
They
for
got
you
quite
to
a
see.
few.
Yeah. And they tried to keep them open with some reserve funds, but that only took them through the weekend. And now they are closed as well. National Zoo is closed as well. They say that don't worry, we're taking good care of the animals. There will still be people that are necessary to work at the zoo to make sure that the animals are cared for. Let's see what else we have. More than 4,000 federal employees across 7 agencies received 60-day layoff notices. Some notices had been sent to CDC staff. They were issued by mistake. It was a coding error.
That's a big coding error.
Yeah, and I think it was, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I read like 1,400 of those went out to the CDC, to their staff and employees.
That's a group that needs to be working.
Yeah, anyway, they were issued by mistake, and they were later withdrawn. So, but they were out there with their signs. They got out there to, to protest pretty quickly. But I think they had to fold up their signs and go home because
They had to go to work.
yeah, exactly. California has approved a new law protecting immigrant street vendors, and they are going to protect their personal data from federal immigration authorities. So one more time, California is going to step in and get in the way of illegals in this country. Governor Gavin Newsom signed the measure, which takes effect on January 1st, to prevent local governments from sharing vendor information such as names, addresses, or social security numbers without a court order.
Well, if they're illegal,
Yet.
they probably shouldn't have a social.
Well, they probably don't have a social, or they probably do. But I think it's really interesting to compare some things here, and that is they're going to protect these people and their personal data, but they want the ICE agents and anybody in law enforcement not to wear masks so they can be identified. Now, how messed up is that?
It's California.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, well, anyway. And sad note from Hollywood over the weekend, Oscar winner Diane Keaton dies at 79.
Yeah.
She has always been one of my favorites. I think she's hilarious. She's lived kind of a reclusive lifestyle. Not much out there. She's not loud and, braggadocious and coming out and screaming and yelling like a lot of the people in.
You can't tell what her causes are.
No, you can't. And I've kind of appreciated her for that. Anyway, she was reportedly transported from her home to a hospital around 8 a.m. Saturday. This is according to TMZ, though details about her cause of death remain unclear. Keaton won the Oscar for Best Actress for her iconic role in Woody Allen's 1977 romantic comedy Annie Hall. She earned additional nominations for Reds, Something's Gotta Give, that one was hilarious, and Marvin's Room. Her other notable films included the Godfather series, Father of the Bride, Baby Boom, born Diane Hall on January 5th, 1946 in L.A. She began her career on Broadway in Allen's Play It Again, Sam, in 1969. Her Annie Hall performance then launched her to stardom and made her a fashion icon. Keaton never married in all 79 years. She is survived by an adopted daughter, Dexter, and son, Duke. So she didn't marry, but she did adopt children. So, yeah, that's sad. And in today's world, 79 is still
fairly
relatively young.
Yeah.
So no word on what happened there, but we'll miss her for sure. Authorities say a shooting early on Saturday at Willie's Bar and Grill in St. Helena Island, South Carolina, left 4 people dead, 20 others injured. The Beaufort County Sheriff's Office reported gunfire broke out around 1 a.m. Hundreds of people were at the bar when shots were fired. Many ran to nearby businesses and homes for safety, and sadly no arrests have been made there either. So another weekend. I feel like every Monday we get together here and we talk about loss of life and and it just doesn't seem to go away. All right, let's see. Late night social media posting.
It's never a good idea.
It's never a good idea. Late night or under the influence. And I know plenty of people who go to social media either late at night or under the influence or both and type some pretty stupid stuff.
Yep.
Anyway, it says when you do that, the late night social media posting is actually, they found a link between that and a lower well-being. Probably because you have to get up the next day and apologize for all the junk you put online. But I know someone who does that on a regular basis, and usually the next day has a few people that he has to apologize to and remove those posts. But anyway, many people who post on X between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m., they are reporting significantly lower well-being than those who post during the day. Now, I don't know if there's anything to this. It's according to new research from the University of Bristol, a study of only 310 students, so it's a pretty small sample here. They analyzed over 18,000 tweets alongside mental health questionnaires. So it sounds pretty loose, I would say, this information. The average hour participants posted tweets explained almost 2% of the variation in mental well-being, comparable to reports of the impact of binge drinking and exercise. I don't know how all that goes together, but it's never a good idea late night or under the influence to do anything online, whether it's posting something or shopping or...
It's also not a good idea to do binge drinking then exercise.
No, probably not. I think they're talking about two different things there.
Oh, because I'm like, man,
Binge
if you're binge drinking and then trying to
and
hit the treadmill,
exercising. No, I think
there's a mess about to happen.
No, I think they're listing two things
Okay.
there, but not going together. But yeah, that would be a pretty.
Kind of like them going together.
That would be a pretty weird combination, and maybe that's the way that only way that some people will ever get to the gym or do any exercising is while they're
Okay, Ted, if you want to rush,
after binge drinking.
if you want to rush this frat, you got to knock out that that 12-pack, and then you got to run
boy.
3 times around the block.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, we've got a couple of things we're going to talk about when we come back on the show. I've got a story here about a basketball team that actually had to return their championship after discovering, oops, we really lost.
How do you?
I don't know.
Wow, I'm highly intrigued on
I
that
know.
one.
I'll tell you more when we come back on Morning Talk on a Monday.
Back with more Morning Talk with Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop. Brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. After the markets on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
Today on Hot Talk with the Ox, it's Columbus Day.
In 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
Oh boy, you working? Hear the history of the day and who's now calling it Indigenous Peoples Day. Then the government shutdown, peace with Israel and Gaza, Trump's doctor's appointment last week. But right away, test your recall of last week's shows on Heard It on Hot Talk. See you for Hot Talk with the Ox today from 2 to 5 on KBRF.
What's the ox say?
News Talk 1250 KBRF wants to honor our heroes who served and are serving our great country. It's the Veterans Day Salute presented by Fergus Monument Company, and we'd love for you to help us say thanks. Just head to the Fergus Now app or our Facebook page. Click the link and fill out the form to nominate your friend or family member who proudly served, or text the word VETS to 218-321-1926, and we'll send you the link so you can nominate your hero for the Veterans Day Salute with News Talk 1250 KBRF.
If you're newly retired and missing that people connection, Otter Tail Coaches has just what you're looking for. Drive a morning or afternoon school route, greet smiling kids, and be part of something that really matters. Flexible part-time work, no nights or weekends, and the pay starts at $21.85 an hour. You'll even get a $2,000 hiring bonus, all from a company that's been trusted for over 50 years. Apply today at OtterTailCoaches.com or stop by 1116 North Tower Road in Fergus Falls.
I'm Derek Sidian with KBRFradio.com News. Join me every Friday at 5 on KBRFradio.com or on the Fergus Now app for the weekly news recap, where I recap this week's hottest local news and you catch up on what you might have missed. From local crime and business news to road construction and car accidents, the weekly news recap keeps you up to date on what you need to know. The KBRF Weekly News Recap is brought to you by Fergus Falls Monument, online at foreverstonmemorial.com. Memorials that matter.
This is Craig Olson. Join me every Saturday morning at 8 for the Coaches Show, presented by the Viking Cafe on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Football, basketball, soccer, hockey, volleyball, swimming, cross country. I interview area coaches to discuss the season, recap the last game, and preview upcoming games. Catch the live show at 8 on Saturday morning on News Talk 1250 KBRF and the live stream and archived shows at KBRFradio.com. Just click on Sports Streaming. The Coaches Show, presented by the Viking Cafe.
A pig roast and an evening of music coming soon. That's right, it's a benefit for Echo Foster on October 18th at Central Lutheran Church in Pelican Rapids. Starting at 2 o'clock, a pig roast and silent auction plus a bake sale. Then we move to the Depot on 59 and Earhart for music from 6 to 10. The benefit for Echo Foster. Again, that's October 18th, starting at Central Lutheran Church, Pelican Rapids with the pig roast and concluding with music from 6 to 10 at the Depot on Highway 59 in Earhart.
They say that good things come in threes, and now Pivot Bio Proven G3 is proving it. The first proven product with 3 modes of action is now available to feed more nitrogen, boost nutrient uptake, and amplify yield potential. Proven G3 locks in at the roots to deliver steady nutrition when and where your corn needs it most. Lock in and learn more at pivotbio.com/ProvenG3.
Find out why the markets are moving. Get in-depth ag information with the Red River Farm Network on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
Good morning. Market update time here on the Red River Farm Network. I'm Tyler Donaldson. Grains markets starting out this week's trade a bit mixed. Soybeans are up slightly. Both corn and wheat contracts are all slightly lower, though. Comstock Investments market analyst Joe Camp says the back and forth between the White House and China in trade negotiations has the grains trading back and forth as well.
Maybe somewhat surprising early on that the grains were able to have a firmer bid early on after the Sunday night open. It was earlier yesterday morning expected that we could have follow through lower from the way we closed weekly on Friday and from the related concern about China in particular. Of course, it was Friday. The market rocked by this news of new tariffs against China and also a likely canceled meeting between President Trump and Xi Jinping, but yet then again on Sunday afternoon, more comments to suggest that a meeting is not ruled out, and so a trade deal is not ruled out either.
Cattle markets pushing to new highs.
New highs for live cattle futures, so it was feeder cattle last week that surged higher and confirmed that recent technical breakout. They were in a bit of a narrowing wedge down from the all-time highs 5 weeks ago, and then all of a sudden back right there and following through so far here on Monday morning, early on at least. Now we've got some easing back off the highs for feeder cattle futures, still firming in those live cattle that have made new contract highs, but we'll see if the fundamental backing stays and if we have a continued response and a firm.
Reporting agriculture's business, you're listening to the Red River Farm Network.
Hey North Dakota, this is Nick Tollefson, your local seed pro in Southeast North Dakota. Channel seed pros like me always show up for our farmers come harvest time, so it's no surprise that some impressive performances are showing up too. Regional conditions play a huge role in performance, and this season we've had pretty good growing conditions. We were a little bit wet early in the growing season, which I think hurt the beans a little worse than the corn. That said, it was a pretty good year. Channel products have shown strong performance and exciting yield potential, helping growers overcome challenges like corn rootworm and Gossis wilt. Our corn has stood out this season. We've seen great performance from channel products like 193.42, 195.15, 199.45, and 200.23. Even with conditions for late season diseases, our corn portfolio continues to deliver outstanding results. Visit channel.com/yield to see harvest results showing up in your neck of the woods. Read and follow pesticide label directions, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices.
Farmers and ranchers depend on farm radio. In fact, the average farm has 11 radios. Over half of our farm listeners have 20 or more radios on the farm. The Red River Farm Network is your go-to source for farm news, markets, and weather. Dedicated, determined, dependable. Don Wick, Jamie Tickerman, Tyler Donaldson, Drew Lerner on the Red River Farm Network. We're the Red River Farm Network, and we're reporting agriculture's business.
From the fairgrounds to the classroom, 4-H members are proving they're not just ready for the future, they're beyond ready. This is National 4-H Week, recognizing the hands-on learning and leadership skills gained through the 4-H program. The Red River Farm Network joins with Ag Country Farm Credit Services, Associated Milk Producers Incorporated and its Dinnerville Creamery, and the Minnesota Farm Bureau Federation, all in a salute to 4-H members, alumni, and supporters during this National 4-H Week.
Checking quotes, December wheat Minneapolis is even so far, 551 3/4. December wheat Chicago is up a penny at 499 1/4. Kansas City hard red winter wheat also even, 483. December corn's a penny and a half lower at 411 1/2. November soybeans are 1 3/4 higher to 1008 1/2. In Winnipeg, November canola is $9.50 per metric ton lower, 607.40 Canadian. October live cattle are 47 cents higher, 238.95. October feeders $1.37 lower to 374.10. October hogs are up 35 cents at 97.35. This is the Red River Farm Network.
I'm Jessica at the Fergus Falls Monument Company. I'm the first person you see when you come through the door, and I also talk to customers every day on the phone. Many of them find choosing a memorial ahead of time is convenient and works best when there is time to plan and think about it. Planning ahead not only gets you the everlasting memorial of your choice, it also helps your family through the grieving process. At Fergus Falls Monument, we can help you plan ahead and choose a memorial made right here locally. Call or stop in or visit us online at foreverstonememorials.com.
Today on Hot Talk with the Ox, it's Columbus Day.
In 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
Oh boy, you working? Hear the history of the day and who's now calling it Indigenous Peoples Day. Then the government shutdown, peace with Israel and Gaza, Trump's doctor's appointment last week. But right away, test your recall of last week's shows on Heard It on Hot Talk. See you for Hot Talk with the Ox today from 2 to 5 on KBRF.
What's the ox say?
Community is important, and you'll find it at Pioneer Point. Spacious apartments, thoughtfully designed for older adults, provide the best in senior living. Heated parking and elevator access makes life easy. Your neighbors at Pioneer Point hold a welcoming, family-like approach to living. Choosing from an array of special features and options, you'll find many ways to define your lifestyle at Pioneer Point. Call or schedule your tour online today at pioneercare.org.
News Talk 1250 KBRF. Listen anytime, any place with the Fergus Now app on your phone. Up next, one of my favorite segments. It's two Marys and a Dave.
All right. We love this segment, and we get to say good morning to Mary at the American Legion. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How's it going today?
Well, good. I always say, oh my goodness, I feel like it's Monday and then it's Thursday and nothing in between. And then I feel like it's Friday and it's Monday again with nothing in between. Goes so fast, doesn't it? Oh, gosh.
It does go fast, but today is definitely Monday.
Yeah, for sure. Well, here we are mid-October, so a couple of things to talk about. Let's start with dessert today. I always say sometimes you ought to start with dessert just so you don't get, you get too full. But you've got some great dessert features for the month of October.
We do. Our features for October are an apple spice bundt cake with walnuts. Very moist, very delicious, a lot of flavor in that. And then we have a pumpkin layered cheesecake, which is beautiful and amazing, and it's delicious too. And then we have a cookies and cream ice cream dessert, plus all of our regular things: carrot cake, German chocolate cake, coconut cream pie, chocolate cream, and the list goes on and on and on. But lots and lots to pick from, something for everyone, I'm quite sure.
Absolutely. Well, and one of the things that we always get to talk to you about is, of course, that you're open Wednesday through Saturday every week. And the start of your week on Wednesday always comes with the Wednesday special. So what are we looking forward to this week?
It sure does. The Wednesday special this week is more of a fall theme now, since we're getting a little cooler. It's chicken wild rice hot dish.
Ooh, that sounds good.
We haven't had that since the last time it was cold outside, a long time ago. So.
Okay, and I'm sure you've got something on the side to go with it.
Yep, I'm thinking it's going to be coleslaw and then a treat of some kind.
Okay, that sounds great. Oh boy. Okay, so looking forward to that and all the good things that you have there every Wednesday through Saturday. And of course, people love to come and dine in, and if that doesn't work for them, they can take out too.
That's right. So dine-in is from 3 until 8, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So join us then if you can. And if you'd like carry-out, we can do that too. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, it starts at 11 and goes until 8. And on Saturday, it's from 3 till 8 as well.
Okay. Well, we always look forward to all that good food every week and comfort food that's homemade there every single week. So Wednesday through Saturday, we look forward to that Wednesday special. Oh, my goodness. Wild rice chicken hot dish. Right?
That's right. That's what it's going to be. Chicken wild rice hot dish with coleslaw and a treat.
Okay. Sounds great. Well, Mary, what's the number to call if we would like to get on that list for the Wednesday special?
give us a call at 739-4633. And you don't have to get on the list if you don't want to. You can just call the day of, and we try to make plenty. So if we don't have enough, we're sorry, but we try to make enough for everyone.
Okay, that sounds good. All right, I can almost taste the hot dish. It sounds really good about now. I would even eat it for breakfast, actually. So
I would too.
All right, Mary, you have a great day and a great week. We'll talk to you next Monday.
Sounds good. Thank you much.
Yep,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye. All right, Mary from the American Legion. Oh, doesn't that sound good? Chicken wild rice hot dish.
It does. It really
I think
does.
I said wild rice chicken hot dish, but whatever.
It's got all the words in it.
Yeah, it's got all the words. It's just how you put them together. It all goes in there anyway. All right. Gonna tell you about, and have kind of a fun thing for us, too.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's how to confuse the younger generation, okay? And we're going to talk about some things that you won't know, like some stores and some places we used to have here when I was growing up. A lot of these will be way before you, but I think I think it's going to be fun. We're going to go through some of those.
Intriguing.
Yes. So if you can think of places in Fergus Falls that we used to know and love. In fact, I just had this conversation with somebody last week. I said we had two of the nicest department stores in town, Norby's and O'Mara's, and it was just great. It was so nice to have those department stores. So I really miss those, and I think both of those are on this list. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But let's get back to that basketball team that returns the championship after they discovered that they actually lost. Now, how can this be? I don't know. We'll find out together. An Oklahoma City High School girls basketball team voluntarily returned their championship trophy after their coach discovered they had actually lost the title game. Academy of Classical Christian Studies appeared to defeat Apache High School 44-43 on a buzzer beater in the Oklahoma Secondary School Activities Association Championship. However, Coach Brendan King reviewed the game tape that night due to a scoreboard confusion during the contest. As soon as I walked out of the locker room, my stomach kind of turned into knots, he said. And he said, I'm going to need to know if we really won this game or not. Anyway, his basket-by-basket recount revealed the true score was 43-42 in Apache's favor. So, though league rules prohibit score changes after the game's end, King informed his team, and players unanimously agreed to return the trophy. King personally delivered it to the Apache High School. Aw. Kind of a nice story. I mean, sort of a sad end for the girls who actually lost. Well, yeah, actually lost and thought they'd won. Disappointment, but pretty big of them to vote unanimously to say, you know what, we didn't win the game.
And that was a Christian high school?
Yeah, it was.
Yep,
it was.
I can definitely see that.
Yeah. So anyway, and I would hope that every high school would do something like that. I don't know how many coaches review the score basket by basket, but if they had an issue with the scoreboard or the people running it, which happens sometimes, we've all been at those games where we're like, hey, you missed a score kind of thing.
That was a 2, not a 3. That was a 3, not a 2.
Exactly. Okay, so we're going to have a little session on how to confuse the younger generation here in Fergus Falls. So I saw this on Facebook and I thought it was really funny. So the people that started it with Woolworths, and then it said, you know, keep this going. So then other people weighed in, and here's some of the other things that people put on here. Scott's 5 and dime. I remember Scott's.
I remember where it was, just for the simple fact my dad always called Ben Franklin Scott's.
Okay, so that was the same place. That's in my head, those were the same places too. Classes in home ec.
Oh, I remember classes in home ec.
Yeah, but did they call it home ec when you were there? No, they did.
When I was in middle school, yeah.
Okay. TG&Y.
Nope.
I do remember TG&Y, but I'm wondering if that wasn't also the Scotts and Ben Franklin location. I don't know. Somebody might have to help me with that one. You can text us.
Let me bring up the text.
Yeah, and let me know if I'm wrong on that. TG&Y. I remember the store, but I don't remember where it was. So if you know that, you can shoot us a text at 218-321-1926, and Dave will watch for your text. Norby's. Oh, Norby's. I miss Norby's. And for those of you who didn't know, I mean, it was full-on department store. There was a salon on the top floor. You could buy wedding apparel. It was like a whole wedding floor, a kids floor, and then of course clothing for women. And then on the lowest level, it was like pots and pans and all that kind of stuff.
See, I just remember it being Cooper's.
Okay, that was Norby's, where Cooper's currly is.
Yep.
But that, and then for a time, there was the School of Hair. I forget what it was called then. Oh, Kohl's Cosmetology it became eventually. It had been Norby's and their salon, and then it turned into Kohl's Cosmetology after that. So anyway, for those of you who are as old as me. Montgomery Ward's, do you remember that?
Nope.
Okay, that's before you. Gamble's?
Nope.
Also before you. Gamble's was where, oh gosh, I'm trying to think what is even on that block now. There is a nutrition drink store in that.
Oh, kind
right
of.
there.
Okay. It's where Craning,
Oh, Waylanders, kind of down by Waylanders.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking.
Yep.
I'm thinking totally opposite side.
Nope. Waylanders Jewelers, same side of the street, couple down, and it's a bigger building, and that used to be, I believe, I hope I'm right on that, Montgomery Gamble's. That used to be Gamble's. White Drug. I think you remember White Drug.
I remember White Drug.
Pomida, you remember.
Yep.
Coast to Coast.
I want to say I remember that was kind of where Uncle Eddie's is, right?
I think you're right.
Yep.
Yep, down there somewhere. Ben Franklin, that wasn't so long ago. Burger Chef. I don't remember
No.
that one. Red Owl.
I remember Red Owl.
You do? Okay, so Red Owl is, let's see, what is there now?
I remember it in the mall.
Okay, it used to be downtown.
It used to be downtown. I want to say before it moved out to the mall, it was kind of where Fiesta Brava is. If I remember right?
Nope. It was on Main Street.
Okay.
Oh boy. Across from, I don't even know what it is anymore. It was Lumen Real Estate. Now it's something else. But so it would have been like in the parking lot of the old Pomida.
Okay.
So that's where that was. Piggly Wiggly, I think, ended up being the same thing. Okay, let's see. I'm getting a text from somebody who knows more than
Piggly
I
Wiggly
do.
is kind of where the old Pomida parking lot was, I thought.
Gamble's, okay, I take that back. Gamble's was where Cornerstone Church is downtown.
Okay.
So the lower level of what the Elks
yeah.
was? Okay, so now that was dumb. Now I lost that story. Okay, here we go. Red Owl, Kmart, everyone remembers that. Godfathers.
Yep.
SNL.
No.
SNL was also, that's where, what I said was Gamble's, it was SNL.
Okay.
Do you know what I remember about SNL? It was 2 floors, and I remember if, you wanted to charge something, and they would put your information in one of those, tube things, and then it would go downstairs, and then it would come back upstairs, and they'd say, yep, you can charge here. That's what I remember about SNL. Okay, this person listed a whole bunch. Did I say Godfathers?
Yeah.
Okay. Highway Host.
Nope.
Are you kidding? Really? Did that go out before you?
Yeah, must have.
Okay, so if you were going out what we know as the Wendell Road, County Road 1,
Yep.
and right across from RDO.
Yeah,
where
there's
it's that
a
blank
building.
spot. There's nothing there right now.
Yeah, I don't remember anything being there.
That used to be Highway Host. Normandy used to be right downtown.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a hot yoga place in there now. Ranch House is where the American Legion is. Used to be Ranch House.
Yes, I do know that because I saw a throwback photo of it.
Yeah, and they used to have, I remember the chairs had like cowhide on them, and it was called the Ranch House. Becker's, which was the same place, Becker Supper Club was also where American Legion is. Lakeland Motel, that was out kind of on South Pebble Lake Road out there. Sandy's.
Sandy's, I know where that was, just for the simple fact I actually...
Was that a burger place?
Yeah, Sandy's was the Hardee's. It was
Okay.
Sandy's of Fergus Falls, and it
Gosh.
became Hardee's, and I just remember that because they kept the same organization. And I remember when I was 16 years old, and I was looking at my tax form, and it says Sandy's of Fergus Falls. What's that? And then somebody had to explain it to me.
Okay, didn't know that. I didn't remember that one. It sounds vaguely familiar. Townsend Records. This is where Sign Guys are right now on Vine Street, just to the west of Service Food.
I think, I don't know if it was Townsend or what it was when I went in there.
We used to go down there and buy 45-inch
Yep,
records.
45s.
Oh,
I got
my
45s for my
goodness.
jukebox there.
Okay. Radio Shack.
Yep.
Well, we still have Radio Shack,
Not really.
don't we?
No.
Okay. Corner Bar.
I remember the corner bar.
Yep. Let's see. Stockman's Bar. Gosh, it was right downtown someplace, but I'm not exactly sure where.
Oh, the name sounds familiar. Are you sure that isn't the one that was out by 210 and Pebble Lake?
I'm not sure.
That wasn't that dive bar, wasn't that Stockman's?
Oh, maybe.
I think that was Stockman's.
Okay. Let's see. Raised Wreck. Never heard of that.
No.
Harvest House Cafe. That one's beyond me, too. Pizza Heaven. That used to be right downtown.
Oh, I love that place.
Callie's right on the corner there.
Yeah, it's now that orthopedics place.
Okay. It says Highway Inn. I don't know what that is. Holiday Inn, we remember that.
Yep.
Country Kitchen.
Oh, I remember Country Kitchen.
Country Kitchen. The Chicken Depot. Don't
Nope.
remember that one.
No.
Mr. Steak.
Remember that? It's right across the street.
Yeah, Pizza
Ranch.
where Pizza Ranch is. Fergus Motel. Remember the name, but I'm not exactly sure where.
Maybe it was one of the billion name changes for the Days Inn.
Could be. River Inn Hotel. We know where that is.
Yeah.
The Barclay Hotel. So the Barclay
That's downtown.
used to be right on Main Street, I believe.
Yep.
That was before me. The Lantern. I remember the name, but nothing more. Haugen's Ice Cream Parlor. Do you remember that?
Yep.
Okay. The Elks Club, already mentioned that. Roy Olson Music.
Yep. Remember
Right
that.
downtown. Yep. And many more, they say. So kind of fun to remember
Jelly
some of
Bean
those.
Junction.
Jelly Bean Junction. I remember that.
And then what was the other one I was thinking downtown? I always screw this up, so I'll get you in the ballpark. Somebody get me the correct name. Arneson Larson?
Arneson Larson,
Okay, that was
Milton.
Okay,
three
there we go.
names.
Yep.
And then there was another men's store on the other side of the street. They were across the street from each other. Arneson Larson, Milton, and...
I just remember going to get my Cub Scout stuff there.
Yeah,
I'd
yes.
walk.
Do you remember they had a monkey downstairs?
No.
At the lowest level, they had a monkey in a cage down there. And we've done this before, and somebody called or somebody texted in the name of the monkey. And of course, now I don't remember what that is. But that was always a cool thing, is to go down and see the monkey in the cage on the lowest level of Arneson Larson, Milton. Oh, I wish I could think of the name of that other men's store. Somebody can help us out with that. But it's always fun, too. And then there was a Western shop, Double A Western. Do you remember that?
No.
That and Jelly Bean Junction might have been...
The same building?
Well, they were very close. They were probably next door if it wasn't... Oh, St. Clair and Roving. Thank you to Carol. St. Clair and Roving, yeah. So we had two men's stores downtown.
I always say this. Remember when we had a full mall?
Oh, my. Yes. There's nothing in the mall right now, right?
There's nothing in the mall proper.
But
I
just
mean, obviously
the ends. Yeah,
you've got the
Home Depot.
Theater, Home Depot, Dunham's,
Okay.
Harbor Freight, and the dollar store.
Okay, but
they
the
own,
rest of it is all completely nothing in
But
there.
each of those sections, they own that property that they're
Okay.
on. So they own that little bit. So the mall proper, there's nothing, and you walk in, and I feel bad for the theater for the simple fact it's just so musty.
I know. Do you know what I remember about AA Western? And if you are my age, you will remember this too. When they had Crazy Days in downtown Fergus Falls, AA Western always had a big pile of hay, and they threw money in it, coins.
Oh, nice.
And we had to search through all the hay for coins.
It's a lot easier to find a coin in the haystack instead of a needle.
Yeah, for sure. And a lot safer, too. Anyway, that's what I remember. Downtown was really, really cool.
I remember when speaking of Crazy Days, I want to say it was Roland's. It was kind of Rolandson's. Okay, right next to the pawn shop. I had a Commodore 64 when I was a little kid, and it was always kind of hard to find games for those. And they'd occasionally have games for sale, so I'd save up my change and I'd go down there and try to get a couple games.
Oh, for funny! And we used to have a couple of real cafe kinds of places right downtown.
Well, the City Bakery.
Well, yeah, and even way older than that, Lundy's. I think somebody mentioned, and then there was another one that was on the corner. I don't remember the names of all these anymore, but yeah, downtown. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, because I grew up probably about 4 or 5 blocks away from downtown, so I'd wander downtown when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Back when you could be, like 9, 10 and wander downtown by yourself without anybody
Mom
batting an
didn't care.
eye.
You just had to be home by dinner time, or before it got dark. Oh, anyway. Well, there's some nostalgia for you today. Thanks to Carol for helping us out on a couple of names. All right, that is going to wrap up on Monday. So, get out. Enjoy those fall colors in the next day or two if you haven't done that already, because they may not last too much longer. But it was beautiful out there yesterday, so take a drive. All right, our show today and every day brought to us by Pioneer Care and by Fergus Monument Company. Have a great Monday.